Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of June 13th, 2018. I'm a little tired today. We had a problem with our shipment this week. It did not get picked up from LA on Monday like it was supposed to, and so our shipment was delayed. I might have had to drive to Kettleman City to pick up the shipment. Um, really late last night. We decided not to do that, and Ryan was just calling FedEx and making sure that it was being moved along at a decent pace. So I actually had to wake up early today to go into work to get the product ready and put out for today by the time we opened at 11. We got there and started working at about 8:30 and got the product out and ready to go within about 2.5 hours. So Ryan, myself, and Marshall all did that in 2.5 hours. Not that it's a giant week, which is great, but it is tiring to do that. So that's part of the reason why my video is a little delayed today in getting up. But I wanted to get it up and ready for you guys to view. So let's get right into it. First up, we have American Gods, My Ansel, number 4. Again, this is the comic book adaptation of Neil Gaiman's American Gods book. I'm enjoying reading through it, but I really want to sit down and read the anniversary edition of American Gods that I have, because I really enjoyed the book when I read it years and years ago, or almost 2 decades ago at this point. So yeah, so I should just whip out the book and read the book, but I'm reading the comic book adaptation while I'm waiting to decide. So yeah. Next up, we have Batman Prelude to the Wedding, Part 3. This is Batgirl versus Riddler. The first 2 of these were really well done. I must say that I'm very impressed by Seeley and his work on these one-shots so far. Robin was good. The one with Nightwing was good, so now I'm super curious to see how the one with Batgirl turns out. So yeah, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Batman Prelude to the Wedding. I'm super excited for the wedding stuff to get started. And we'll get those issues coming up. And then on the 4th of July, we will get the issue 50 of Batman, which will be the big wedding issue. So yep, it's coming up soon, people. It's coming up soon. Next up, we have Bloodshot Salvation, number 10. Jeff Lemire's been doing an amazing job on Bloodshot. I really enjoy his take. I know he's going to be leaving the book and somebody else is going to be picking it up, so we'll see how that goes. But for the most part, I enjoy most of Valiant's line, and Bloodshot has been really well done overall since Valiant came about, re-emerged all those years ago. So yeah, if you're curious and you want something different, I would recommend checking it out. Next up, we have Detective Comics number 982. Two and the fourth is off, and we have a new creative team working on Detective, so I'm curious to see how this transition goes. Detective has been phenomenal since Rebirth, and everything that's come out of the Tyrion the Force run has been amazing. So I'm curious to see how we transition from his to a new creative team, and if it stays as good as that stuff that we've been reading since Rebirth. Next up, we have Flash number 48 by Joshua Williamson. This is Flash War Part 2. If you have not yet checked out Flash War, you should. If you haven't checked out Joshua Williams' Flash, you should. It's great stuff. I'm super excited for Flash War. I'm curious to see what Joshua Williams has in store for us with it. It's some time travel stuff and some mystery and all that. So, yeah, if you're curious, check it out. There was an annual that was put out with a prelude to Flash War, which I don't think stores ordered enough of. So you don't necessarily need it to jump into Flash War. You can just go back and get issue 47. But if you're one of those diehards that has to read everything, you will want to look out for that Flash annual. So yeah. Next up, we have Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, number 46. What can I say? Vendetti's just done an amazing job with this book. His run on, I've said it before, his run after John struggled a lot with Green Lantern, but I think he's really found his footing, writing Green Lantern for so long, and then now writing Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps after Rebirth. And the next book is going to be a Vendetti book as well that I'm looking forward to. But Dark Stars Rising is the story arc that's going on right now, and looks like Guy might be moving over to the Dark Stars. We'll see. Next up is a new one from Vendetti, and with art by Brian Hitch, and that is Hawkman #1, coming out of the Metal by Scott Snyder. Hawkman is making a reappearance in the DCU, so I'm super excited for this. Hawkman's one of those characters that I enjoy when I get to read stuff of his. I need to go back and actually pick up the Jeff Johns Hawkman stuff. They have collected it, so I really need to go back and pick up those trades. One of these days I will. Next up we have Immortal Men #3, The New Age of Heroes. The first 2 issues of this were okay. I'm not necessarily super excited about it. But yeah, it's taking us it's introducing new characters, which is always difficult. I know Tyrion IV is working on that, but we'll see where it goes. I don't foresee it lasting too long, probably just a mini series, but we'll see. Next up is Man of Steel #3 of 6. Brian Michael Bendis has his 3rd issue of the Man of Steel out, and this is a weekly book, so it's going to come super fast. But I've really enjoyed Bendis's work on Superman so far, so I'm really excited to see where he takes action in Superman after Man of Steel ends. If you don't know, Action and Superman are both on hiatus right now, while Man of Steel is coming out. So it's nice to kind of get not too much all at once of what's of all these books coming out. So it's kind of, you get a little break, you read this, and then you move into those if you like this stuff. So I do recommend Man of Steel. It's really good. I would pick up Action Comics 1000 as kind of a place to start if you're curious about Superman and Brian Michael Bendis' stuff. Now, Action and Action and Superman have been great since Rebirth, so that's really a great starting point. But if you don't want to jump that far back and read that much, I do recommend picking up that Action Comics 1000. That'll be a good way for you to kind of segue into Superman right now. Next up is a Tom King book, which I am super excited for, and with art by Mitch Gerardis, and that's Mr. Miracle #9 of 12. Tom King has just hit it out of the park with his work on Mr. Miracle, as well as his work on Batman, and Mitch Gerardis' art is just fantastic. They are a great creative team together. Tom King was actually on Late Night with Seth Meyers last night, on the June 12th episode. I watched the interview Seth Meyers had with him, and it's just fun. It's cool. It's nice to see Tom in a regular, like he's a regular person. So yeah, and Seth Meyers apparently is a big comic book nerd. So I recommend checking out that clip. You can find that on YouTube. If I get a chance, I'll put it in the link in the description below. But do check it out. Tom King's an awesome guy and an awesome writer. So yeah, can't wait to read more. Next up we have Oblivion Song #4. This is Robert Kirkman's newest book. Like if you've seen on the channel, I got to read an advanced copy of the first graphic novel, so I'm just rereading it right now, but it's really good. I'm enjoying going back and seeing the story that I've already read. I can't wait for a nice hardcover of it, and I can't wait to get issues that I haven't read yet. So I do recommend Oblivion Song. If you can't find it at your local shop, go to comicsconspiracy.com, our online web store. We do have plenty of copies of Oblivion Song #1 for you to check out, so you can order it through there. There should be a link in the description below for the website. Next up we have Red Hood and the Outlaws #23. This book has been consistently okay. I've enjoyed reading it, so it's not something that's on the fence whether I'm not going to read it or I'm going to keep reading it. It's just been a good, solid book, so I look forward to just having that nice, easy read. If it came down to number crunching, I would have to cut the book, but I enjoy it, so and I'm not number crunching, so I can get it. Next up, we have Meredith Finch's Rose, number 12. I've really enjoyed this title since it started. She started it with her husband. Why am I blanking? David Finch. That's it. David Finch. She started with him as he was doing artwork on it, but now that because he's not necessarily the fastest artist, they've moved on to other artists on it. But the art has been really consistent and really good. I do recommend it. I believe the first trade is out, so if you want to go check it out, pick that up. But it's cool stuff. Next up, we have Scooby Apocalypse number 26. I'm really curious to see what happens after issue 25. Issue 25 had a bombshell event happen in it, and it was pretty devastating. Really well done issue. Really enjoyed it. But I'm definitely curious to where Scooby Apocalypse is going from here. So, yeah, but definitely one of those books that I really enjoy reading. It's one of those kind of escapes from normal types of comics. It's Scooby and the gang in a post-apocalyptic world of monsters and just mutants and all this stuff, and it's really, really well done. Next up, we have one for my son, and that's Star Wars Adventures number 11. I think I'm going to start letting him peruse the comics that I buy him and read them whenever he wants. So hopefully he keeps them in decent condition. Yeah, I can't wait to see what he thinks of the Star Wars Adventures books. Next up, we have Suicide Squad number 43. The story arc going here is Constriction. Suicide Squad seems to be going up against, all the stuff that is, snake related. Hey, that's how it goes. DC has Cobra and Marvel has Hydra, and, it's all lizards and snakes and things that you cut one off and it grows back two more. I don't know. Suicide Squad's been fun. It's been good. I've really, really enjoyed it. So, yeah, check it out if you're curious. The first arc has Jim Lee artwork, so it's really cool. Yeah, what? Oh, you want to say hi? You are not a lapdog. You know that? You are not a lapdog. You are not a lapdog. What? What? Can you say hi? Hi. Thank you. Thank you. I know, you're just a big baby. This is my dog. His name is Rogue. He's an attention whore. He also likes to nip. But he's a good boy. You're a good boy, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oh, you're not a lap dog, though. He thinks he's a small dog, and he tries to get on your lap. Okay, can I finish my video? Huh? Boom, boom, your tail, yes. The tail is hitting my file cabinet. All right. Off, thank you. Okay, go lay down. I'll let you out in a minute. Go lay down. Go on, go lay down. Go lay down. Good boy. Good boy. Sorry for that interruption, but that's my dog. Yeah, thanks for the yawn. Thanks. Moving on. Next on my pull list is the one for my daughter, and that's Tangled number 2. She loves Tangled. She loves Rapunzel, so now they have a comic book of it. Yay! Next up, we have the Titans special, number 1. This stems from the events of Scott Snyder's No Justice. Basically, Titans will be, I believe, renumbered after this point. But this is a good place for you to kind of check out to see if you want to pick up Titans. I think this is definitely going to be, for me, a spot where I'm going to decide whether I want to keep getting Titans. The Titans and the new Teen Titans has always been teams that I haven't necessarily been interested in. I've read some of it, but it just doesn't hit something for me. Some of you might go, well, you're a horrible person because Teen Titans and new Teen Titans are amazing. I'm not saying they're bad. It just doesn't get it for me. So we'll see if I'll continue with Titans. I'm going to read the special and see whether or not I'm going to keep going with Titans. Most likely I will, just because I'm a sucker for DC. But yeah, we'll see. Next up, we have Wonder Woman number 48, Dark Gods. So Wonder Woman is back from her little Star Sapphire interlude from the annual number 2. So we'll see what happens with the Dark Gods now. The annual kind of jumped in the middle of a story arc. It was kind of jarring, but it was well done. So I'm not too upset with it. But I want to see what happens with Dark Gods because Wonder Woman's just been really, really amazing. James Robinson has done a fantastic job with the book. Mark Rucka did an amazing job getting us, when Rebirth launched, and now Robinson's just really nailed down a good, solid Wonder Woman title. So if you like Wonder Woman, check it out. I did get one graphic novel this week, and that is The Beauty, Volume 4. The Beauty is basically, I don't know really what to call it, but I love this title. It's fantastic. I read it in trade only. So it's nice to see it pop up on the Diamond previews, and so I click order and I get it because I like it. So yeah. But check out The Beauty if you want something that's a little bit different. Basically, Beauty is about a sexually transmitted disease that makes people exceedingly attractive, but at the same time, it is a terminal disease, so they end up blowing up. I think not too much has been they haven't dove too much into that. This is mainly like a cop drama book. But it's definitely an interesting concept. There's been some really interesting takes on what beauty does for people of certain genders and certain sexual orientations. But I really think Beauty is one of those books that's it's just a really solid book overall, and it's one of those ones that I recommend when I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot there's Beauty. But yeah, check it out if you're curious. Obviously, there's 3 more volumes in front of this, but check out Volume 1 if you get a chance. And then we have the variants. So I picked up a handful of variants this week. First up was the one for Detective Comics number 982. I thought that was a cool cover, so I decided to snag that one up. Of course, Flash had an amazing one there, so I snagged that up. Hawkman came with a variant cover for number 1. Of course, you have to get both covers of Mr. Miracle because they're always fantastic and amazing. If you don't, I don't know what's wrong with you. Rose 12 had 3 covers, and I actually liked all 3 of them, so I picked up all 3 of them. Yeah. Nice thing is when they're open order variants, and stores can actually get them. Take a note, Marvel. There's suckers like me that buy variant covers because they're open order and they don't cost astronomical asinine amounts of money. But I don't buy Marvel single issues, so you're not going to get anything out of me. Suicide Squad 43 had a cool one there with a bunch of skulls of the Suicide Squad characters. That one was awesome. Tangled actually came with 2 covers, so I snagged up the other cover because it was cute and I thought my daughter would like it. I'm seriously because I shouldn't teach her that there's multiple covers and buying multiple covers. But yeah. And then Wonder Woman 48 had this amazing female cover with Jessica Cruz and Supergirl and Hawkgirl and Wonder Woman. Just fantastic. We actually bumped our orders of this up because it's such a cool looking cover. So hopefully your store got it. But if not, again, anytime your store doesn't get something and you want to see if you can get it, we do sell this stuff online. And you can go to comicsconspiracy.biz to get that stuff. I'm actually the one that most likely will be packaging up what you order and shipping it out to you. So, I get great reviews on Twitter for my packing and shipping abilities. It's fun. So that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, or subscribe to the channel. If you want to listen to me talk some more, I'm on a podcast called The Comics Conspiracy. We just finished recording episode 356. We had been on a little bit of a hiatus due to Ryan Higgins' a death in the family that he had to take care of, and him being on vacation. So those 2 things coinciding really ruined the vacation, the end of the vacation. Yeah, so we're back to a normal schedule now, but there'll be a link in the description below so you can check out that episode. If you want, you can help support me and my fellow conspirators out at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees, getting food sometimes before a podcast, and getting product. So thank you very much to our Patreon backers. It helps out so much. And we do appreciate it. You can also help me out if you so want to through my eBay store. There's a link in the description below. I'm constantly putting stuff up and purging stuff that I'm not reading or not that I read that I don't want to keep. So check out my eBay store. There's a link in the description below. Hopefully there'll be more stuff up over the summer months because I'm not working my day job and I need a little extra cash. So if there's something you like, go ahead and snag it up. Yeah, and I'll appreciate it. So, yeah. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. You can also leave comments down in the comment section below. Please, if you want to do that, but be nice, people. We're not here to fight. Let me know what you're reading, what you're picking up, what you think of something, recommendations, all that stuff. I try to answer those as often as possible, but due to being a single dad, sometimes I don't get around to it. I also have a couple videos I need to get up of statue unboxings, which I will hopefully do soon. I'm trying to get those up. I know I need to record a couple of them, so yeah. Alright, I'm tired. I'm going to need to get this up for you, and I'll see you next week.